Okay. So first of all, Happy New Year, everyone. Although it's 5 days late, but still Happy New Year, first week. And so welcome all of you to this first session of ours of this year. And we didn't realize now it's 196th consecutive week. So that's kind of sounds a bit big to me. But anyway, so today, what do we have? There's documentation website fair. So the same kind of fair we had organized last year also. We started January with that. And so this is 2.0. And today we will start right now. And we are since there are 3 presentations and then there will be a group discussion. So although we are planning to wind it up by 12:45, but I don't know if group discussions may go a bit longer. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, we intend to finish by 12:45. Akash from Precisely, Venkatesh from Broadcom VMware, and Corlynne from Capgemini. So these are our 3 presenters. So the agenda for today is we will have the presentations one by one, and all the presentations will be followed by Q&A right then. Okay, so once the speakers stop presenting their website and talking about their website, we will have a short Q&A. And then once all the 3 presentations are over, we will start with group discussion. So this is the tentative timeline, and I hope we will be able to follow this. Oh, great. So Corlynne is here. Good morning, Corlynne. How are you? I'm not sure, Corlynne, so if you can hear. So hi, and we have just got started. Okay, and then after group discussion, we will have the closure. So before we get going with the session, okay, yes, good morning, Corlynne. Puneet here. Yeah, so before we get started with the first session, which will be done by Akash, I will just take a few minutes to explain what is TechWriter Strive for those of you who are new, and probably those of you who don't know what we have done in 2023. So yes, we are a platform for tech writers based in India, started in 2020. So far, thankfully, around 17,000 members associated with us. In India, yes, we can certainly call ourselves the biggest for now. Hopefully, somebody can take over soon. And in global presence, 32 plus countries, we have stepped in multiple presenters and yes, participants we keep on getting. What's our motto? So primarily what we have done, and all that list is just a recurring list for us now. Primarily still the main thing is the motto. Care, share and prepare. This is why TechWriter Strive was started. We realized that yes, there are different forums where we keep on having different kind of conferences and all, but there was a platform lacking where people can just come chit chat. That's it. And when I say chit chat, it can be any kind of discussion, daily life, daily problem, daily solutions, whatever. Okay, and that's where we started. Thankfully, COVID started. I am sorry, I am saying thankfully, but yes, that helped us join hands online together. Earlier, we never used to come online. All were busy in office. So now with this, we started, and the goal is finally to build a strong skill tribe where many tech writers who have these challenges, which are written there, at least that's wiped out for them. All tech writers feel respected, valued, and confident. Confident you will feel once you are properly skilled. So yes, whatever level of your skill is there, there is always a scope of adding more, and that's why this platform where a lot of groups are there that help people interact with each other. So that's what we stand for. How do we do this? We organize different kind of online and offline knowledge sharing events. We also focus on innovation and try to be associated with creative minds among the technical writers, people who are not so busy. They come forward and share their knowledge, different kind of, they participate in activities. We recently had Dockathon and white paper contest last year. And especially the latest trends. we keep seeing these posts on LinkedIn and different other forums. But yeah, we do realize that we do need to talk about it. We do need to get people who have in some way got their hands on these trends, and we try to conduct activities based on that. Overall, so as I said, this is 196. So on December 30th, we completed 195 weeks. Generally, we conduct activities on weekends itself. At times, there are more than one activity. So 225 plus events we have conducted. Offline conferences in the last 2 years, we have conducted 12 offline conferences. In last year, we started a few more things. I will show a separate slide for that. And in general, we conduct webinars. For online, we conduct webinars or workshops, panel discussion. And yes, there is other side of it also, where we conduct different kind of courses, especially which is related to technical writers. Okay. And then we have different kind of groups, city-based WhatsApp group, Telegram, different kind of. We have a unique app also, where we intend that people can come from globally and they can just use that for interaction. And in general, apart from these activities, we have one newsletter team also, which monthly publishes newsletter. December edition was published on the last day of the year. So all of you can feel free to contribute different kind of articles to it. Apart from the knowledge sharing articles, we do include creative part also, photography, story writing, anything, but it should be done by you, a technical writer, not your friends. Okay, so that newsletter is being maintained by tech writers and it is dedicated to tech writers. It is available online on our website. For networking platform, like I said, talk, help each other and grow together. That is what so that's why the groups that we have, there are multiple levels, if you call it level, from freshers, juniors to seniors and leaders. Different kind of people are associated there. People keep on talking and keep helping each other. You can join any of those, whatever you prefer. Just a glimpse of what we did in 2023. This is just not a list of all the events. This is just of the new things that we added. We started Doc Website Fair last year only. So that was part one. This is part two. Then last year, as you all know, ChatGPT bombed the whole world, not only the technical writing world. So we started with multiple discussions and presentations on that. We had many events on that. Then we started the interview series. This was started by our team Mumbai. We have different volunteers team from different cities of India. So here we interview the leaders. And then within our WhatsApp groups, we started a weekly quiz. So that was initiated by Shivani from Team Pune. And still now it's going. Every Tuesday they publish some question, some interesting question, just to make it interesting for people to learn. And otherwise, in Q2, we had an online white paper contest that ran for almost 2 months, and then we had winners. It was initiated by Team Pune. And after a lot of demand from people, we have still not managed one-on-one mentorship. We will start it this year, but overall mentorship program we started, where we conducted online mentorship programs. We have 4 of them. I'll give you the list. And then yes, newsletter was initiated in June. So after June, it has been published every year. In Q3, as I said, for mentorship program, we had on GitHub, Jekyll and Doxas code. Then we have one API documentation fair, where almost 8 to 9 presenters across the globe came forward and shared their knowledge about API documentation. And yes, we started some surveys. So in September, we conducted global survey for technical documentation tools. Later in the next quarter, we conducted a survey on release notes. All these surveys the final reports are available free on our app. If you want to access it, they are the reports. And we have mentorship program continued. And then this Dockathon. This was very special event for us. We all know that technical writers are very skilled within their organizations. They do a lot of work, but how do they share their knowledge? How do they, showcase their knowledge together when they join a platform? Unfortunately, we could not do it offline. Someday we will do it offline also. But right now in December, we did it there, and it was great fun, lot of participation. And those who joined it, they said it was a lot of fun. So that's all we did there. And yes, multiple offline conferences, 6 of them we conducted in different cities of India last year. Now, what's next right now? So the year has just started and we have 2 offline conferences already planned. One will be in Pune and other will be, for the first time, we will be reaching Gujarat, Ahmedabad city. So there we will be having the conference. And apart from that, right now we have some courses. As I said, we run multiple courses. So 2 of these courses are starting in January and one in February. Overall, how is it done? It's done with the help of a big team of volunteers. So that volunteers are divided into different groups. We have a central committee of 4 members, and then for different cities, we have representatives. Okay, so and then for newsletter, there is a separate team. And then we are starting with some special initiatives to reach out to people in school, in colleges and all, to make them aware about technical writing and different other kind of initiatives to take technical writing to the next level, where people can know us better. We know how good this field is. So different initiatives will be started this year. We will be forming different teams for that. And all this, as I said, there is a big team. I think some of the pictures are missing here, but still. So this is the current volunteer team. We have teams in Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Gujarat, Hyderabad, Jaipur. We started last month, Kerala, Mumbai, and Pune. And then apart from that, we have a newsletter. So that's overall about what tech writers tribe is. And I know most of the people who have joined are already members in one way or other, but others, if you want to join any of those and want to contribute, feel free. Yes, one thing is, apart from city-based WhatsApp group, we have one topic-based community where, based on different topics like API, style guide, we have different groups. In case you are interested in such kind of topic-based interaction, feel free to join that too. And with that, that's about TechWriter's Tribe. And now let's get started. So let me just take a screenshot here. It's a very nice view because all our 3 presenters are here in the picture. So I'm just taking a screenshot. So before we get started, a few requests to all of you and some information. As all of you know, recording will be shared with all. As we upload it on YouTube, probably you will need Google or Gmail ID. I'm not sure because at times people from other IDs can also access, but it's completely YouTube's policy. So we just say from our end, Google or Gmail ID. And so if you have registered with some other email IDs, you can email support and we will give that access. Then we have thanks to the people who have registered, who have shared their doc websites, and plus whichever websites they knew. And then we had a few repository of our own. Right now, we have a list of 70+ doc websites. There is an Excel file spreadsheet, and in the email, I will be sharing the link of those. So all of you will be able to access those websites and see what are the public websites. Of course, there are many more. In case you are aware, that file will be in editable mode. Please feel free to add. Okay, and requests, just please stay on mute as long as the presenter is providing information and demo. The pattern will be one by one, all will present, and just after their session, you can basically ask questions. We will have Q&A. In case, since there will be limited time, in case there will be more questions, there are groups where you can ask questions. Okay, so that's about it. And now here, let's start. So the first one, we will have Akash. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, Akash, for the typo. So Akash Jujam, it is not Juham. I'm so sorry for that. And so Akash will be sharing information about the website of his company, the current company precisely. This is a bit of information about Akash you might have seen on the website, so I won't take much of time. So from the way I have known Akash so far, that's what I will say. He is a very impressive fellow in one sense, especially apart from his good behavior and everything. He is always keen to learn and explore new things. From my perspective, tech writers should be like that. Rather than just being happy with wherever you are working and whatever you are doing, you should be trying to learn. And also as a result, like you can see is in his profile, he keeps on attending different things. I'm not saying to attend only TWTs. Go beyond. Global level, there are so many forums, so many things happening. So that's what he does, and that impresses me the most, and I hope most of you will do for your learning. In terms of association with TechWriter Tribe, he has already been associated with us for a few events as presenter. He stays in Pune. We have conducted 3 events there, and I'm very happy to see he's always there. He and there are a few members who are always there. Even in offline conference, he has taken a presentation. And the recent addition is in the Talkathon. He and his partner Shweta were the winners also. So congratulations again. And now over to you, Akash. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Puneet, for the wonderful introduction. Let me share my screen. Okay, let me know when the screen is up. Can you guys see my presentation?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So, good morning, everyone, and a very happy new year. And thanks for joining on a Saturday morning. And I'm excited to share our help site journey so far. And I would just dive into and get started. This is what our help center is called. It is called Precisely Help Center. This is the URL for our help center. That is precisely.com, and I've just given a QR code in case anyone want to like scan and go through side by side while we are going through the presentation. And I would appreciate questions at the end, as Pune said, so that we can go through the presentation uninterrupted and with the demo also. Okay, moving on. So before I go into the details, I want to talk about the earlier or the older experience that we had with our content delivery. So from the content strategy perspective, our deliverables were very static. So some of them were PDFs, some of them were web helps, and in some cases they were also a combination of both for the same product, which created inconsistent delivery mechanism. And then we had a manual publishing process where we use Oxygen to author the content. We used to generate the output in the form of PDFs or web helps, and then we used to upload it on our the AWS S3 buckets, which were at the back end, and then they were rendered in the front end using the WordPress as the customer facing website. And from customer experience, that led to very difficulty in accessing the content, as the customers needed to go to a specific URL and search for their product, and then go into the particular help document and then search into it. So they needed to go through multiple PDFs to reach a single point of contact for the content. And there are situations where we know that what we have to find, but we are not sure exactly where to find it. And in that case, you can end up like looking through multiple documents separately, and then reach like to the content that you are looking for. And the last part is the metrics, where we did not have any mechanism to gauge on how much our content is being viewed, like how much popular it is, or how much a specific document or a topic is being viewed, what is the topmost or the most important topic, and so on. And then that also was a lack of a feedback mechanism from the customer point of view. We obviously have internal review processes, but that's limited to the technical part and the part where we do before releasing a content, right? But what we felt missing was something when the content is out to customers. What is that the feedback that they are giving, like what they are talking about the content, whether it is useful, whether it is not, whether they think that something is missing, and so on. And that is the major part that was missing. And then how did we go about it? A quick like a walkthrough. So the first part was where we took a pilot contract. So our help center is Fluid Topics, that is the vendor. And then we started the pilot in September 2022. And then as we started it, we realized different aspects that what we need to prepare for that migration. May it be data files, may it be certain other things. And then there was the writers part, or the efforts that were required for prepping the files. And by prepping, I mean adding taxonomy. So on the help center, we use taxonomy that in turns helps to derive search content using the search facets. So let's say a product, and then the product taxonomy has to be to those specific documents, so that when the customer is searching for a specific content using the product search filter, he is able to find it. So that is what prepping files by the writers. And then initially we had a manual publication process, even when it was on the new help center, where we had to like download and prepare a zip of it, and then go to the fluid topics environment, go to the admin section, and then publish and upload the zip there, and then publish it, which was quite not very convenient, and it took a lot of manual efforts, right? So then we built an automation where we can directly publish right from our CCMS, which is Data 2, and into we use Git pipelines. So it pushes the content, or it creates the automatically it creates the zip. It pushes using the pipeline, and then from Git pipeline, the zip is pushed to the fluid topics. And when it reaches there, so in our help center, again, we have two environments. So one is a QA environment and one is a prod, right? So first it goes to QA environment. The writer has to go through the QA of it, look for everything is like as expected. There are no issues. And then when that is made sure, we push it to the production environment, which is customer facing, right? And the last is nothing but we got most of our content in almost a year. So we have like huge set of content. We have almost around 50 plus products, and we prioritized based on what releases are upcoming, and then that is how we planned for our work, right? And nonetheless, we had hiccups as well. How we started was the funds, and very less of us talk about it, but that's the most crucial part whenever we are choosing a tool set, right? And then we had to run through different competitor analysis, what they are offering, like to the similar domain that we have, how is their help site, and what we need to make our customer experience a lot more better, right? And that in turn had also like cost analysis, which fits into the organization's fundings, and then proposing that to our executive leadership team, and then showcasing the ROI on that solution, right? And then when we started with the pilot contract, the obvious challenges were putting a lot of things into 3 months. So we had to test as much as we can, so that we are able to gauge the usefulness of that platform, right? And that also included higher complexity of the documentation. So by that I mean the way each documentation or the product supports content is different. It may be the source is different, it may be the way the content is structured is different, right? And nevertheless, the unexpected issues that again might be because of the legacy content or the way the things are done since a long time, right? And as a part of legacy content, it usually happens that, let's say there was an example where we had files in FrameMaker, and there was an index. So even until like few couple of releases, they still followed that there was index, there was a preface, which when we had to move on to the help center, that did not like made sense, right? So that was a part of not exactly issues, but we had to take consider those, right? And when we moved to the implementation, the it was the migration where we had to do it along with the ongoing releases, right? We did not want to impact anything, even when we are trying to implement the new help center. That included we also had to do in some cases a dual release. In that case, we had to publish our help the way it used to be, and also on the help center, and then try to pitch our product management, that start communicating to customers that we are also going to have this new help center, and we are going to transition to this new process, right? And some of the products almost took a year because of the complexity, because of the set processes they have. And uh, I mean, some of them even had the content being bundled into the product when they are delivered, and that was specifically for the on-prem products. So we had to like set up a process, have stakeholder meetings, and try to convince that this is what we have to change and why we have to change, right? And again, putting quality gates on prod was important. We had to set guidelines, because anything who pushes without any thought process, or something is even messed in the QA and then goes to prod, that directly is customer facing, and we did not want that. So that was a challenge where we had to set up. So we started having these meetings called as pre-prod meetings, where there were certain internal ID team stakeholders who were supposed to like give a quality check on that content, and like give a go ahead that this is now production ready. So that was certain couple of challenges. Now from the implementation part, what was it for information developers and as part from the efforts, right? So as I talked about, adding a taxonomy was the biggest efforts, and from that I mean it suppose it has to be a correct taxonomy. Now I cannot tag product A with product B, right? In case if someone is trying to search from the search facets, he will land on to the wrong content because of the wrong taxonomy being applied. And that taxonomy had to be applied at the data map level and the topic level as well. And that is since because our main content source is data, but another effort was also to uniform that source. Now since we had some of the products that were acquired, we had different sources. Some of them were in FrameMaker, some of them were in Flare. Now that had to be again converted, that had to be cleaned. By cleaned I mean, if it is a FrameMaker, that there can be certain things which were like redundant after the conversion. So that had to be cleaned up by the writer, and make sure that the content source is ready to be published on the new help center, right? Now about the technical help. So again, that was a combination of external, that is the vendor help, and the internal is our technical people. And professional services from the vendor, that is Fluid Topics. They helped us set up the initial look and feel of our help center, and also helped us with some guidelines to follow to implement certain things. But the internal team was very crucial, specifically for the UX team, who helped us design our help center, considering the landing page and everything, which we will of course drive into the demo at the end. And then that to implement the UX, that is where the UI folks helped us to like the CSS changes and the backend changes and everything. And our landing page itself had so many changes that it evolved with feedback, and again, the way it has to be, how it provides better customer experience and so on, right? And some things were also required both efforts. For example, we have single sign-on on our help center. So whenever someone from our organization signs into the help center, he did not create a password, right? He just have to create a profile giving a first name and last name, and he's logged into the help center. But someone who is viewing outside the organization, he still can view it. That is not a part, but there are certain features of the help center that he cannot use until he is logged in and has an account in the help center. So that is where the difference is. And from the tools and process perspective, what we followed was we already have Oxygen XML author as the authoring tool. We already have Data2 as a CCMS and version control. And then that is where we changed is the last part, where we implemented Fluid Topics as our CDP, that is the content delivery platform. And then again, we have two different environments. First is the QA environment, where we test whatever we publish as the first phase, and then when it is all perfect, we push it to the production environment. And the process altogether is the content being authored, content being make sure that it is pushed to the CCMS, and then from CCMS we have few clicks which uses Gitline pipelines to push the content from CCMS to CDP. And again, from CCMS, when it is pushed, it first goes to QA, it is validated, and then it is pushed to production. So this is so far the implementation efforts that were put by as an information developers, our own technical people, and what were the tools and processes involved, right? Now, after everything happened, what is the change that we received, or what is the how did we empower our customer and our own team, that is the information developers, right? From the content strategy, we completely changed or revamped the process, right? We standardized the way of publishing. So earlier we used to require to build the output from Oxygen, but we do not do that anymore, right? So whenever we author it, we directly check into our CCMS, and from there we push it using the tool that we have a plugin into our CCMS which pushes the content to a Git pipeline, and from there it goes to the content delivery platform, and from there it is live to customers, right? So this is an complete automated process that we have built in, which minimizes any human errors, right? So until and unless you have everything authored correctly and checked in correctly, there is no room or space to like miss out anything or anything to go wrong, right? And then customer experience. So customer experience, from that point we have now one place to search all they need, and that provides an exact googling experience, right? We go to Google, we search for what we want, we go through different links, and then uh, we go into something that we want, and that is the exact experience that we were aiming for. So now we have just one landing page, and when you search on that search bar, you are searching through the content set, that is everything on the help center. So it's not a specific document, and when you start typing it, it is like auto suggesting the topics, so you can either select from that directly, or when you hit the search, you go to that the list, and then you can filter what you want. Again, then this is what we will see in the, of course, in the demo, right? And then this helped them achieve their tasks faster, right? Because they are able to reach the content faster, they are able to reach the content that they want very easily, right? And then modernize content experience. Now by modernize I mean the help center itself provides a lot of features that help them personalize their content, so they can create their own bookmark topics, and they can create a personalized content library. Now by bookmark I do not mean the web link, but again we will see what exactly all those features are. So it is like bookmarking specific topics from the help center. Whenever you run a search of a keyword, or whether you are selecting certain search facets from the filters, when you run that search, you can actually save that search as well, right? And you can set an alert on that search, so whenever there is an update to that search list, the customer or whoever has set that alert will get notified through email. Then you can also print selected topics. So I can print an entire document. By print, again I mean is saving it as a PDF, so I did not have a separate deliverable. So anyone who wants to share it across as offline uh, option, they can print selected topics, they can print entire document and share it, right? And then they can share the entire document link, or they can share specific links to a topic, right? That is what easy content access, or it's just one link for all. So I can share just help.precisely.com and ask anyone to like look into it and try to search whatever they need, right? And then more content awareness is where it became easier for marketing to include that in their marketing references. It became easier for product management to include it in the release announcement, and that served better and helped in more content awareness and having customers know that the content is there, right? And then moving to analytics and feedback is where we were mostly looking at, right? We are now able to derive the metrics that help us analyze and improve our content, right? And the feedback from the customers and the internal teams that we receive directly from the help center. Again, I will showcase an example how the feedback is received in an email whenever it is sent from the help center. So the feedback can be sent on a specific topic as well as the complete document as well, right? And they can even rate the content, of course. So everything that we have right now has helped bring additional value in the company. So the better customer experience, of course, that leads to less support tickets. And whenever there is something that goes to support, and they try to, of course, look into the helped content, and when they do not find it, that is logged as a feedback, and we immediately kind of improve and fill that gap within the content. So that is a continuous process. And the future roadmap is what we are trying to do is whenever a feedback is sent, so currently it is received in the form of an email, but we are aiming to have this process as well as automated, where every feedback will be logged as a Jira ticket and then assigned to the writer, but that is a lot more future to see, right? So this is an example of the feedback email. So the from is shows that who has sent the email, right? And then the feedback is sent to help feedback at precisely.com. This is a common email ID that we use, and that is then the emails are then forwarded to respective inboxes. And then this is the path of the topic where the feedback is provided. This is the metadata that is completely that is being applied to the topic, and this is the direct link where the feedback is given. And this is the actual feedback that has been provided, and it also allows to like add attachment to the feedback. So if someone wants to like refer, this can be mostly considered as an internal reference, that if someone wants to refer to a internal reference that they want to attach along with the feedback, which is helpful, and that can be done, right? The next is just like this is the recent excerpts from slide deck that were presented to ELT by our LT team. And this is possible only because of the new help center that we have. So it gives a brief summary of how many users total that we have on the help center logged, like registered, how many sessions that are happening per month, the total page views by user assets. Again, we will look into what exactly is bookmarks, personal books, collections, and save searches. And content asset is that shows the number of content inventory that we have on our help center. So we almost have, as I said, all products. Then we have different forms of content. We have content, we have something called as schema files. We even have videos into our content. We also have a separate video publication. Then we are aligned to the current versions that are being released, right? And then again, this is the same. It just shows a different view. And this is specifically what it shows the analytics in the product form. So these are the product, and it shows which is the most viewed content, right? These are the topics, how they have been increased through time. And the user assets, again, the feedback emails so far that we have received, and so on, right? So this was like quick overview of how it started and what was our journey. And I will just dive into the demo of the help site. Can you see my Chrome browser? Hello?
Yes, Akash, go ahead.
Okay. I thought I have lost. Okay, so this is the QA environment that we have, if you see in the URL itself. And this is where the help is first published, and when we make sure everything is fine, it is pushed to the production environment, which is help.precisely.com. Now this is our landing page that I was talking about, where a lot of efforts went into from different teams, may it be UX, may it be a UI team. And then as a writers also, we provided a lot of feedback and it went into it. So this is where it is right now, with a lot of progression and a lot of feedbacks and improvement, right? The way we have our products, we have different verticals. So this showcases our different verticals through our products, and then under that is our product documentation, right? Now let's say this is where the search I was talking about, which gives a complete googling experience. Now I can search for something that I want to achieve, and then that is the reason we focus mostly on something what a user would look for as a what he wants to achieve, rather than uh, something that is just on the product, right? So as I type, these are some topics that are being auto populated based on my search, or I can just hit the search, and then it will show me the list of topics and whatever matches my search criteria, right? Now this is the left side where are my different search filters. So if you will see, there are product type, there is product family, and then product. And let's say I want to narrow this down to a product family, so I can select a product family, and you will see the search results being narrowed. So it's so 21,000, now it's 400 results. So this is, and then again, I can copy this search filter and I can share it with someone who wants to like look through it. And then I can also save my search. So let's say, okay. Now let's say I before I open it completely, I just want to preview this topic. So I can click preview. I can go through this topic and it just gives me a glimpse of whether this is really what I'm looking for. If not, I can look into another topic. So this is what preview is, and it also gives you an idea of from where it is coming. So if you see, this is the publication name. So this is coming from this publication name, and it would of course be all data integrity suite because that is the family that I have selected in the search packet, right? Now let's open the topic. So if I open it, it will open that publication. Okay, so this is my publication. And then these are the different options that I talked about, which a customer can do. Only at the customer end, there is no topic metadata because this is purely for the admins, as in here is for our team, that is information developers, where it shows what metadata has been applied to that particular topic, right? And then this is the bookmark that I talked about. So bookmark is within the help center to create a personalized experience. Now let's say I will keep the name as it is. I will save. Okay. This is the URL, sharing the URL to that specific topic. This is print topic. So if I click this, you will see my entire publication, and then I can actually choose what topics I have to print. And when I print, it will save as a PDF, right? And then this is the feedback part. So I can enter the textual feedback and I can attach the document as well. And then this feedback is in turn received by our team in the form of email. Then there are other options where I can add. So personal book is something where I can make our own personal book. So it can include topics from different publication, but I can view it at one place. So let's say I'm adding this as a personal book. So first let me create a personal book. So I will just create it for the demo. And then these are all the collections that are saved here. So whatever I bookmarked is shown here, and the list will populate whatever I will bookmark. Personal books is whatever we add into the personal book. So let's say uh, I want to add this topic. So this is the book that I can choose where I want to add it, and I will click save. Now this is from the data integrity suite publication. Now let's try opening a different publication and trying to add that topic into our collection from all together a completely different publication. Now this is a map info pro help. So I can add it to personal book. Again, the same book, and I will click save. And I can again pick and choose whatever topics I want to add to that book, right? And then when I go into my book and open it. So if you see, this was from the data integrity suite publication, and this is from the map info pro, but it is at one place, and it also has a personalized name, right? So this can help something to keep together even if the publications are at different places, and I did not like need to go through different publications, each them open them every time and then look into it, right? So this helps to keep me everything at one place. And then talking about searches. So this is where I can keep a search alert. So this is what I talked about is whenever this search query is like updated or changed, it will give an alert in the form of a notification through an email. And then last part I want to dive in is analytics. So this was all about the main customer facing capabilities that improves the customer experience. Now going to the analytics part. So again, there are a lot many, but we will just go through a couple of them which are like most useful. So this is like the summary of the complete help center, the most viewed document, and like how are the sessions doing through each period of time. And then going into content usage under knowledge hub. So I can filter this based on the metadata again, what we have set or whatever is available based on our taxonomy, right? So I can, let's say, product family and apply. So this is the most viewed product family, and that's how it drills down. And when I hover, of course, it shows me the total number of views. Content inventory is something that tells us what is the amount of documents that we have on our help center. So again, this is in the form of books, unstructured documents, and what are the direct articles. So right now we do not have anything authored into fluid topics directly. That is the reason we do not have any articles, but we do have unstructured documents where we, in some case, in some products, did not have converted the word docs yet, and they are like pushed to fluid topics as is, which are shown as unstructured documents. And document views is something on the document level, which is the most viewed. So this is the publication that is most viewed. And then going to topic views shows the highest viewed topic. Now this is the highest view topic. And then again, something that we find very important is the search analytics, where this search is based on what the customers are searching based on the search query and the search facet that they select, right? So if I drill down this, so this is the search, like the checkbox that I showed in the filter. So this is what it is, the most search in product, and in product family this is the most searched, and so on, right? And then search term is something, again, gives us as an idea of what is the most searched term in the entire help center, right? In this case, this is the search term. And also there are times when a search query might have been entered but did not result anything, right? And this is where we target and kind of generate report at the end of you say every month, where we focus on what are the search keywords that were being searched and did not have any results. And then again we get a chance to analyze those and kind of prioritize based on the queries search. So there might be typos as well which shows, but we focus on what are the search term that makes sense and which is highly queried, right? Okay, so that was about the demo, and I'm open to questions. And of course, you can connect me with on LinkedIn. And as a part of demo, my role in this is individual contributor. So I try to get everything that I could. But if there is something that I cannot answer, definitely I will get back with the answer. And that's all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Akash. And very detailed one, and of course, very insightful. And as a result, as a punishment for that, you have a lot of questions waiting. Okay,
Okay.
so probably we will not be able to take all the questions. So maybe I will ask a few, and after that, you can answer directly in the chat.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, so let me just ask a few questions. So Anandita asks, can you please explain the link between CCMS and Git? Does the same content live at both the places, or are they out of sync briefly?
So content do not live in Git. What we use GitLab is for just a pipeline. So the content is in the content repository itself. Uh, let's say this is our content repository. And whenever we publish, we just publish it from here, say publish to QA. and then the zip is created from the project. Earlier, as I talked about, we used to do a manual zip creation, and then we used to upload on Fluid Topics. So it creates a zip on its own, and then it sends it to GitLab pipeline, where it creates that process of creating the zip, and from there it is pushed to Fluid Topics. So when I say push to Fluid Topics, it is here. So if I go to administration, so I have published content, and then we have to upload a zip here. So this manual process is what GitLab is used for. The content is only in repository. We do not have content on Git or GitLab. Does that answer the question?
Wonderful. I hope so. So we will discuss that in chat. But yeah, I think it answers. Another question from Kunal. This is a different one. What are the quality checks that you follow before pushing the content to prod?
The main quality check is the taxonomy. The search facets are applied correctly. So whatever content is on QA, we first apply the expected taxonomy and see the result is like as expected. There is nothing something that is showing inappropriately or tagged appropriately. That is the first thing. Second is the copyright part that we have. So that is for our like legal reasons. So if I open a publication, we have this copyright. So that is what again is checked, and it is defined from again from the metadata. If the metadata is wrong, it will display a wrong copyright information. So these are the important checklist. Rest of all, it's like the common checklist that we have, whether everything is uh, the structure is correct, and everything is showing fine, if there are no errors. So sometimes it may happen that a particular tag, if it is introduced newly, that has not been configured at the backend of the Fluid Topic CCMS, it may showcase differently. So these are certain things that we validate, that let's say for example this, so this is tagged as file name in data, right? And then there might be some tag which is not appearing appropriately, and then that has to be set from the backend, and that is identified specifically in the QA. So these are like smaller checks that we do and make sure that the content is ready to go on prod.
Great, thank you. And so there are more questions, but I will just ask one more question, Akash, and after that, I will request you to just check the chat after your session
Yeah.
and respond to others. Okay, so I will mix the question of Shubhajit and Anandita. So their question is, who handles all the front end actions, search, save, logins? Is search a homegrown tool or a plugin, or you have embedded Google or Bing search?
The search is from Fluid Topics itself. They have their own capability, so it is not external. So as handles, as in, I did not
So
get that part.
who handles the front end? So is it Fluid, like what Anandita asks?
Front end, as in how it looks. If that is that you mean, then it is handled by our internal team now. As I said, we take help from the UI developers and our core technical people. If we want to like change something from on the front end, and maybe it be CCMS or it may be a JavaScript thing. So yeah, that is done internally, unless and until it is something that is too related and it cannot be like done from our end. That is the thing only that is taken up by the Fluid Topics. And again, on this, it's specifically we have a separate internal team called as ID Ops, or Information Developer Operations. So they manage this technical things. So they
Wonderful.
Thank you.
keep a
Thank you,
watch on.
Akash. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was my
thank you.
question. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let
Yeah,
me just
understood. Yeah.
close your session with one more question. I think that will interest others also. So that's why
Yeah.
Akash Raj asks, how much assistance did you or your team receive from the Fluid support team during the implementation or configuration of the doc site?
So from what I gathered for this presentation, I got to know that we took professional services from Fluid Topics, like any other for like any other product. When we buy, we get that assistance. So that was what we got, and we also got initial assistance to set up our site. But from what I know is, due to the complexity and how our earlier site was, it ended up something that we did not expect, and then we had to like use our people to kind of take it in that direction where the way we want it to do. So yes, we did got pretty much assistance, and we still have contact persons from fluid topics. So whenever something that is not able to troubleshoot or like get it changed from our end, we have a contact where we reach out to the persons from fluid topics and they help us out.
Great. Okay, so in the interest of time, although there is a lot to talk, certainly with this topic, and we overshot at time also a bit, but I hope it's okay with all. It's a very interesting topic. And you also thank you so much, Akash, for your
Thank
time
you.
and all these detailed information. And it's really very insightful. And when you have time, you can just take a look in the chat box. And some
Sure.
questions I have not, whatever I have asked, I have already liked it. Whatever I have not liked, those are not asked. Okay, so please take a
Yeah.
look there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, great. So now from precisely, we move to
Puneet, I think you are on mute.
Puneet, you're on mute.
I'm so sorry. Okay, now, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we move to Venkatesh, who will be sharing his the details about VMware Doc website on which he has worked. He is based in Chennai, senior technical writer working in VMware. And as you all know, it has been recently acquired by Broadcom. So that's why you see Broadcom VMware. So he has 10 plus years of experience, and with TWT, he has recently become the volunteer for Chennai. So, and he has already contributed to a few activities, and you will hear much more from him. But right now, it's about VMware website and Venkatesh. Venkatesh, over to you.
Thank you, Puneet. So we are
Any challenge in sharing?
yeah. One moment. Sharing and then facing problem. Yeah. Hope you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So I'd like to start this session with question and answer. Unlike we have question and answer towards the end. So these questions would be answered by everyone in the forum, so that it will be an interactive session as well as a knowledge sharing session for everyone. So my first question is like, why do we want a documentation website? So from whatever Akash has shared, we have got fair knowledge on why we need a documentation website. So anyone can go ahead and answer it. Just one or 2 points.
To share information, to reduce product queries, questions on product queries.
Okay, that's good.
To have a standardized way of publishing.
Yeah, that's good.
To have all
Uh,
the information at one place.
To have
all the information at a
yeah,
centralized place.
exactly. Yeah, to have a centralized information.
To
Topics
reduce
are one click
receiving support.
away rather than the hard copies.
Sorry.
It's about the interface and
Okay.
it's like topics are just one click away. You
Yeah.
don't have to refer the hard copies every time and
Okay.
look up to the page number. So
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
one advantage.
Okay. So to add to all the points are correct, and to add to that, I would like to say like we can have uniform content throughout our audiences or throughout our customers. So for example, if we have some corrections to the existing version of the document and we make it, it is, since it is on website, it is updated to all the customers, rather than when we have it offline, we need to intimate each and every customers. Here it is, the uniformity is maintained. And when we have sorry, it like an easy deliver, we can deliver the content in a easier way. That is another thing. So how can we create a documentation website? Is
Yeah, either we can use online content development platform like README, where you can
okay.
directly start writing and publish it, or you can use two separate sources, like say one for one repository for developing content. I mean, tool for developing content. Save it in one repository and use another tool to publish it online.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
it's, yeah.
So we can use one authoring tool to author the document, and a content management system tool to manage the content and publish it on the website. So that is one of the easiest way. Then how does it help us or the doc team? Like how does the website help, maintaining a website help our documentation team?
Version controls.
Okay, version control becomes very easier. So the other thing is that in this agile world or ad hoc, we can handle any ad hoc requests immediately. For example, in our case, in my document 3.2 document, the customer asked for additional information. The support team couldn't find it, so they reached the product team, and product team gave us the additional information. We updated the 3.2 document, and it was immediately available for the customer who raised the question as well as for everyone. So that is another advantage we have. Apart from that, we can plan documentation in parallel with the development phase. So whenever development is happening, we can write the documents in parallel along with the development team, so that the documents are ready when the product is ready for the release. That is another advantage. So we can that is the main advantage we have. So what are the challenges we might face in creating this documentation website, especially?
Data migration.
Okay, yeah, that is one difficult challenge.
Budget also plays a role.
Yeah, budget is the main challenge. So we need different kinds of tool, and we need different resources, both hardware as software and human resources. Because in offline publication, we need only certain set of tools like FrameMaker or Word, where only technical writers are required to create document and create a PDF. That's it. But in case of creating a website, we need people to create website, and then we need resources, both hardware and software, to create those websites. Apart from that, we need tools that are quite expensive for authoring, like Oxygen, Arbor Test Editor, or Document 360 in case of using Markdown. And apart from authoring tool, we also need content management tools like Adobe Ads Manager or Power Manager in order to maintain the templates, the documents, and then publish it to the web. So these are the additional budgeting budgeting and resourcing the correct talent is another challenge. So what are the solutions to overcome these challenges?
हेलो हाँ बोल
We provided internal training rather than sourcing the talent from. Sorry. Okay. So what we did was we provided training to the internal folks on Oxygen when we wanted to move from Confluence. So that was quite easier rather than looking for people from outside. So that was one thing we did. So now let us check and look into how a new document or a new version we developed in VMware. So this was the product I handled, VMware bare metal automation. We had earlier we had 3.2 and I developed 3.1. So in that we got the requirements based on the product team recommendation as well as from customers. So the product and the first one the customer asked for Git integration where they could maintain the versions of workflow because bare metal automation is all about creating workflow to prepare the server to prepare the server to install the operating system such as ESXi and Photon OS. So whenever the workflow was created, the customer faced a challenge because they couldn't maintain the versions of workflow, and different people couldn't work on the same workflow. This was the challenge faced by the customer, and they reported it to our product team. So our product team came up with integration of BMA along with Git. This was the additional feature. So we as a document team member, I analyzed this whether this feature is having doc impact and which are all the document that it impacted. So on the analysis, I found that it impacted architecture guide as well as the user guide. So I went on updating the user guide and architecture guide after receiving the product demo from the product team. Likewise, we also had the ability of importing CSR package from the telco cloud automation. This impacted the installation guide as it impacted the installation process. This is how we analyze the requirement and whether it has doc impact. Some requirement may not have documentation impact, and in that case we need not modify any of the existing document or create any new documents. So this the point number 8, managing role-based access as well as additional requirement on scaling was also requested by the customers. So we came up with content for them and we added those content in 3.1. Let me share the website and how it was actually created. So here in our company we already had the website in place, so we didn't have the challenge of creating a new website or migration of existing document to our website. So in our website we have this landing page for each and every product. We have a separate landing page, and we have the provision to give feedback where they can provide the feedback on the document, and if they are willing to provide their contact details, they can click yes here, and then they provide their name and email ID. In this case, whenever a Jira ticket is created from the feedback, the email ID, action, and the name will be captured in the Jira ticket. And when we provide a solution and close the Jira ticket, an email will be automatically triggered to the customer that stating that their query is resolved and they can refer the document. So this is how the interaction between the writer and the customer is improved. Earlier, before documentation, before website, if any customer had any doubt, they will reach out to the customer care team, and they will record the, if they are not able to solve the query, they will record it, and they will raise a ticket. And whenever we resolve it, only then they will again pass it on to the customers. Here, the after having the website, the turnaround time is decreased, like in providing feedback. That is the advantage. And we can have all the version at one place. Here we have both 3.2 and 3.1. We can have all the related guide, like release note, installation guide, architecture guide, workflow guide, and user guide here. So when the customer goes to the respective document, they can either download the PDF, and as after going through the document, they can provide a feedback for a respective document. And we have this search option where people can search on the particular document, or from the home page or from the landing page, they can search for any search in all the documents here. So this is how our website was designed, and providing a seamless experience to the customer. So since like I have come up with the template for a release note here, since there were a few questions in the WhatsApp chat regarding release note template. Usually the release note template, we have the version details, product overview, and what's new, known issues, and resolved issues. These are all the mandatory sections. And apart from that, we can customize the release notes based on the information that we need to provide. And for example, few sessions that I would like to say are important notes, deprecations, discontinued features, and security fixes. So this template can be used by anyone if required for release notes. So let us move on to the question and answer part.
Sure. Thank you, Venkatesh.
Yeah.
Any questions, people? I think your presentation was pretty straightforward, so I'm
Hi,
expecting less
Venkatesh.
questions.
I have
Yeah.
question
Yeah.
with
Hi.
respect to how the feedback is being, like how it is captured and a Jira ticket is created. Like, can you have
Okay.
a brief insight on the
Yeah.
process, how it happens?
Sure. Sure, Akash. So when I click as a user, when I click the send feedback here, I can just provide my feedback, what I liked about the documentation and ease of understanding or anything, any other, and I can provide a detailed feedback. Suppose if I couldn't find anything, I can say that I cannot find that particular information here. Then if I want to provide my contact details, I can say that VMware can reach out to me. Click here, and then provide my name, my email address here. Then click submit. When I click submit here, Jira ticket will be automatically created with all the details provided here. And then the product management team will take a look at it. If it is, if they need to take care of it, that they need to modify something on the product, they does it, and then they pass it on to the documentation team to document it. Or if they find that any additional information is required, uh, they will say, pass it on to the documentation team and ask us to provide the required additional information. So once we resolve the ticket, an email will be automatically triggered from Jira to the customer if they have provided their name and email ID. If they have provided the feedback anonymously, then they won't receive the feedback, or they won't receive the update to be specific.
Okay, thanks. So does this involve APIs, like Jira's, or what APIs are at work at the backend to create the automated Jira?
I'm not sure about it.
Okay.
Like since everything was already in place, we didn't have a chance to discuss with the particular team.
Okay.
That was a challenge actually. So another thing what we did is like this product download link, where if they click this product download link, it will be taken to the download page where they can download the product of the product version of their choice. And we also have this option of downloading not only the product, the required drivers, or any other resources that they need to prepare the environment before installing the product. So these are the things that.
But Venkatesh, this is not the product doc site. This is the company doc site, company website, right?
Yeah, this is the company website. This is the product website. From product website, they can go to the download website. Even in the download website, we have, suppose say if they go to download, we have also given links to the document. So from here also they can come to the document.
Great. Thank you. Any other question for Venkatesh?
Yeah, Venkatesh.
Yeah,
these feedbacks listed in the doc file itself, or
Venkatesh,
sorry,
voice
Venkatesh,
is not
voice is
clear.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. My question is, are these feedback listed in the doc website itself, or is it not visible to the customers?
No, it is not listed in the doc website. Once the feedback is sent, it is captured as a Jira ticket. And once the resolution is provided, an email is automatically triggered to the respective customer or whoever has raised the feedback. So they get to know that they have a solution for their query.
So basically, you can see these queries in the backend, not in the doc.
Yeah, the backend as a Jira ticket. Only I can see it as a Jira ticket, or the product team can see it as a Jira ticket, and it will also be visible to the customer care team.
So
sure.
I think
Any
probably,
insights into?
Yeah, sorry, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I mean, any insights like, how many feedbacks you receive in a month?
I'm not sure about the exact numbers, but whatever, if it is regarding documentation, so for 3.0, I can say that we received 3 feedback. So one asking for details on scaling. So we had an option of scaling the number of workers from say up to 50 workers can be scaled in VMware. So they wanted additional detail on how the scaling can happen. So we came up with the content for that. And apart from that, we had another feedback for role-based access. Though we had content for each and every role, one customer wanted it in a tabular format on stating that stating the roles as well as their responsibility. So we came up with a content for that. So these were the 2 important feedback for the doc team we had.
Great.
Thanks, Venkatesh.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Venkatesh. I think this was quite insightful, especially the Jira feedback part. I think most of us want to have that feedback is streamlined. So thank you so much, Venkatesh, for your time. This was very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And now we will move on to the last presentation. Sorry, Corlynne, for making you wait a bit.
It's okay.
Okay, so here we welcome Corlynne O'Sullivan, She is representing Capgemini, and here we have a change. So far, we have seen 2 public doc sites. Now we will see the details of how an internal doc site could be maintained and how it could be really helpful in all perspective to the company. So about Corlynne, she is a UX designer at Eindhoven, so that's Netherlands. Has a lot of experience in UX design, especially in internal tooling and the seamless integration of technical content and design. And of course, after the session, the LinkedIn profile of all the presenters are there on the website. So any of you want to connect directly, feel free to connect. And with this, I will hand over to Corlynne. Corlynne, over to you. Thank you for joining.
Janet. Thank you for the nice introduction. And thank you everyone for joining. I will present my screen.
Yeah, visible. Please go ahead.
Yep. Okay, thank you. Yep, so this is our project, TechPub Menu, and we created a SharePoint intranet site, and we required no code. And our intranet is, it functions to showcase our website to our sales team and to our clients, our past success stories. Beforehand, our sales team and documentation team would have to come together and create presentations on our success stories and what we can do. So this helped us a lot to demonstrate what we can do to sales, who can demonstrate it to our clients. So I'll do a quick walkthrough of how we created the site, authoring tools to our publishing process, and then just the impact on our doc team and the company and our clients. Okay, so first how it was developed. I'll go into our content strategy. So we had all the technical content, success stories beforehand, but what we really needed to do was look at the branding and the UX. So we already had from our marketing and Capgemini a tone of voice. And since this was functioning mostly as a way to market ourselves, we applied it. And we also had to look at our content being technical content. It was quite long. So we done different workshops like card sorting to chunk our content and to find a way to make it more concise and something that was just more catchy. Along with that, we checked all of our content for FlashKing CAD score, which you can access in Words on Microsoft. So for our user feedback and monitoring, once we had our website ready, what was great was SharePoint already had an analytics section, so we could already see how many page views we were getting, and we could also gather feedback, and that was shared directly using automate tools from Microsoft to the correct field managers. Alongside that, we can also enable heat maps, which also allowed us to triangulate the data from our analytics page, the heat maps, and also what users are saying. So we have a case of what pages might we need to improve in the future as well. So our team efforts as technical writers and designers was to craft content from our past success stories and files that were gathered from clients, to gather content from all stakeholders internally, and then we applied our UX writing practices to create clear UI copy for our call to actions, our buttons, our web parts, to make sure people want to click and use our service. And then finally, we were looking for security clearance, just because this would also be shared with our clients, what we could share and who could log in and access our site. And yeah, we could do this as well in SharePoint, so it made it very easy to set up. Our challenges faced was balancing aesthetic with functionality. So it was quite difficult because we had a lot of large documents that were technical. So it was finding a way to make that presentable. So when someone uses our SharePoint, they could just present it how it is. So again, yeah, I was transforming those complex topics into a more simplified user interface. So how to present what technical writers can do and as a service in an interface. And then we looked at potential challenges for our users. And one that we found was not being mobile optimized. So one situation might be if you're at a client's place and you want to showcase what technical writers can do or other colleagues, then it would be great if it was mobile optimized so they could access it quite fast. So our tools we used Figma, and we used Figma so we could customize our branding. It was not required, but for us, it allowed us to add more personality to our site. It also allowed us to test some of the content that we're putting there with close testing, and it also gave us.
Sorry,
yeah.
Corlynne, I think your slide is not moving. Are you
Oh,
moving your
sorry.
slide?
Oh, yeah. It's just on a Figma screen.
No, it's on screen one only, actually.
Okay.
I think I can move.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So you want to go to the Figma screen?
Yeah, that would be great.
But I think you should have control. I'm not sure, but anyway.
Okay.
Authoring to publish. Tools used, Figma. That's the screen you want? Screen 9?
Yep. Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So as I said, Figma helped us add more personalization. It also was a quick and a free tool to quickly prototype what we wanted to do and show it to our stakeholders internally for feedback. It provided a blueprint then for us to base our SharePoint on. Yeah, we could go to the next slide, which is on SharePoint.
Yeah.
So SharePoint, as we said, we needed no help from developers. It's a no-code environment, so it's fast. You could even do all of the design here as well if you wanted. And we used just the drag and drop interface, and we learned about web parts from their user help center. And this was very easy for us. Their user guides are really easy to understand, so allowed us for a very fast development of our intranet. We also were able to integrate analytics into it and all the user feedback forms and heat maps and cursor tracking. Yeah, we could move to the next slide. Thank you.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So the process, we're a small team of 4, and we used an agile process. So we choose someone to be the Scrum Master. We set up our Kanban, and we set up a UPM file structure, and we also implemented a handover files. So we also designed it this way because we could be placed on an assignment and then we have to hand it over to one of our colleagues to take over. So all of this helped us to achieve everything in a fast way. So we done the usual rituals like stand-up, retrospectives and sprint planning. And we shortened it to 1 week sprints. So we would have it completed before the Christmas holidays. We could go to the next slide.
Yeah.
Yep. And then for the impact for our customers and business, it was a fast project, but it streamlined our workflow between sales and the documentation team. It also allowed us to connect with other colleagues outside of sales and have a way to present what technical writing is and what we can do, and as well give them the link to the app so they can contact us themselves by looking through what we can do. It also, in that way, it helped enhance the visibility of our service within Capgemini, and also improved the user experience for our clients who were seeking this information. And it improved our business by allowing a go-to place to contact us and also see what services we have on offer. Okay, we can go to the conclusion side. And so our app TechPub menu, it is essentially an intranet to showcase internally our services and capabilities as technical writers. For tools and processes, it was very easy. There was no code required. We just followed UX methodologies and we completed the work in an agile way. Our product had a really good impact internally. Now we're creating as well for other divisions SharePoints who also want a way just to demonstrate what they can do to clients. And as well, also it helps them within their different divisions demonstrate, say UX designers might want to demonstrate to product what UX design is about, or technical writers might want to demonstrate maybe to the marketing team what they are about. So it's a little bit more interactive than a presentation slide, and also is more engaging and also a good way to connect to their actual work, which they have stored already in Microsoft and Teams files. So yeah, in that way it helped us greatly because we could now present and pitch our work to clients, and it was quite easy and very fast to develop. And that's it for me. So yeah, if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer, and thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Corlynne. This is very nice way and a few new things I think I saw. So probably people who are interested in using, and many organizations use internal sites only, they can use it more effectively. So people, do you have any questions?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we host the videos as well apart from the documentation?
Yeah, you can host videos, you can embed most medias.
Okay. And it is free of cost, right? I mean, along with SharePoint.
SharePoint, I think that comes, it's free of
Figma.
cost if you have, yeah.
Figma, okay.
Figma is not free of cost, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have, you could use it, but if you want a team file, then you have to change to a paid plan.
Okay. That's what I wanted. Yeah.
So,
any other question?
Is SharePoint this process used mainly for internal consumption, or you used it for hosting customer documentation as well?
you could use it for hosting customer documentation. You can publish it. I think it will work quite well.
Okay. And in terms of Figma usage, right, was that mainly for designing your SharePoint site?
Yes, it wouldn't be required. What we discovered when we were actually putting it together was that it was a drag and drop interface. It was very easy to use, but it allowed us to customize the colors and create a logo and just to give it our own branding.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other question?
One last question, Puneet. Before we conclude this session, right? Is there a public-facing SharePoint site that you can give us the link? Because I think the demo was not covered as part of this session, right? Your session.
Yeah, demo was not covered because it's internal, right? So
okay.
Just the knowledge sharing is there.
Fine, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, any other question? I think we are good. So thank you so much, Corlynne, for your time. And
thank you.
Yep, and if people will have more questions, they will connect with you. Thank you again for
That'd be
joining.
great. Yeah, thank you so much.
Great. Okay, so yeah, we still have 9 minutes left. So I thought that we will have to skip the discussion part, but I think a few moments, if people are interested, they can use it for this. So just the group discussion part, yeah, we have presenters, they presented whatever they have, that is clear. Now, in general, all of you, and first of all, thank you so much to all of you because you have entered so many websites, and that's, as I mentioned before, that's all stored in a spreadsheet that the link I will be sharing with the email when I will be sharing the recording, so you can go through it. We have around 75 plus doc websites, public doc websites that you can explore. So now here just for discussion. So first of all, I'm sure there are many people here who have worked on doc site. Apart from what you heard, from Akash, Venkatesh, and Corlynne, do you have any additional input to share from your end when you worked on the doc site? Anybody can speak. It's open forum. Any challenges, anything specific? I remember when I worked on a doc site, especially for planning it, we had to start from scratch because our doc site was, when I joined one company, it was on WordPress. And then we wanted to move it and we used the docs as code approach. So the setting up, the implementation part was a bit challenging. And especially for that, we had to hire somebody who could set up the static site for us and integration with Git. But otherwise, in terms of transition, it was kind of smooth. The writers handled it pretty well. And we got a lot of support from management, actually. And to do that, we had to present a plan, how it will move, what all help we will require. So overall, things took probably 3 months. In 1 quarter, we were able to move it. So I hope those who want to do can, easily do that. Any other type of question anybody wants an answer for, or points? Okay, looks like no.
In addition to what Priya asked, right, regarding the SharePoint, is there an option to have SharePoint as a public-facing documentation site?
Yep, that's an option. Yeah, you can publish it to the web. It is an option. I didn't do it personally, but I know that you can do it.
Okay. Yeah, maybe if you have any sites, you can send it over.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, great. Any other points, anyone? Otherwise, I think we are quite good. I will just show you what we have. This is the link that I will be sharing with you all. So at present, I can see I have just categorized it into product and developer website, but I'm sure if you get into the product website of some of these, probably there will be developer documentation link also. So as per the list, we have quite a lot. I hardly see any alphabet missing here. So Yep, a lot of them are here. This is again, to repeat, this is in edit mode. So if you come across any doc sites that you know, it's not necessary that it should be your doc site only, but if you know it is available and it is public, please feel free to add it. I'm sure people who want to work on websites, or there are always people who want to ask how a documentation website looks like, how the content is placed and all. They can benefit a lot from it. So this is what we have, and I will share the link with all of you. Okay. So yeah, last time, anybody, any question, or else we are good to wind up. Wonderful, no questions. So thank you so much to all of you for joining. Thank you, Corlynne. Thank you, Akash, and thank you, Venkatesh, for sharing your knowledge and insight. Thank you so much for sparing time.
Thank you, Puneet. Thanks
Thank
everyone
you,
for
Puneet.
joining.
Thank
Thank you
you
very
all.
much.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Enjoy the
Good day.
weekend.
Puneet, bye.
Bye.